Welcome back to the deep dive. Really glad you could join us today because, well, the internet is shifting beneath our feet right now.
Yeah, it really is a massive shift.
Right. I mean, for the last 25 years or so, looking something up online came with this sort of unspoken contract. You type in a few fractured keywords, hit enter, and you get handed this massive, sprawling directory of links.
Exactly. And then the burden is entirely on you, the user.
Yeah, you become the detective. You click, you read, you hit the back button, open like 7 tabs, and do all the heavy lifting yourself. But that interface is totally fracturing now.
It's true. We've been conditioned to hunt for information, but now we're moving into the era of the answer engine.
Exactly. The contract has changed. You ask a question, and the synthesis is just done for you. The answer is handed over, fully formed.
Which is incredibly convenient for the user, but a total upheaval for businesses relying on search traffic.
Totally. So for you listening, the learner, as we like to say, our mission today is to cut through all the tech jargon. We're pulling from a really fresh stack of research notes, literally spanning just the last week, so March 7th through the 13th, 2026.
And the goal here is to outline specific, actionable tasks so you can prepare your business for this new era of AI discovery.
Right, because we want to tighten your foundation today so you don't get left behind. We're going to look at how AI answers are becoming monetized ad space, what immediate website updates you need, a really surprising new use for LinkedIn, and finally, a step-by-step strategy called prompt research.
Yeah, and I know it's easy to feel a sense of AI overload right now. Everybody's talking
Oh,
about it.
for sure. It's exhausting.
But this isn't about chasing every single new beta feature that drops. It's really about tightening up your core foundation right now, understanding how these systems decide what to trust.
Yeah, so let's start with the commercial reality of this, because the data we have from Wired and Search Engine Journal this week is, well, it's a massive wake-up call.
It really is. The speed of the infrastructure build-out is just wild.
Right. AI chat tools are no longer just these helpful little research assistants. They are rapidly becoming real, monetizable ad inventory.
We always knew monetization would hit these chat interfaces eventually, but the plumbing is being laid down much faster than anyone anticipated.
Look at the specific signals from just the past few days. Google's SVP of Knowledge and Information explicitly told Wired that they are not ruling out ads in Gemini.
Which is a huge statement.
Yeah. And they're actively using learnings from the ads they've already placed in their AI overviews to shape the future of the Gemini app itself.
Plus, Search Engine Journal is reporting that multiple platforms have already started running ads directly inside AI-generated answers within a matter of weeks.
It's crazy. It's like moving from a sprawling mall directory where you wander around to a personal shopper who hands you exactly 3 items.
Right, a highly curated list.
But one of those items is sponsored. Does this mean the path from a buyer's question to a final shortlist is just going to bypass traditional browsing entirely?
I mean, yes, essentially. That's the paradigm shift. In a traditional search model, an ad sits at the top of a page of 10 blue links, so you still have a visual buffet of options.
You can scroll past it pretty easily.
Exactly. But in a conversational AI interface,
Mm.
that real estate is incredibly constrained.
And the big players are totally formalizing this. Adweek reported this week that OpenAI is actively testing an ads manager with a small group of partners.
And that's not just a quirky little beta test.
No, we're talking enterprise-grade infrastructure, a full dashboard to run, monitor, and optimize ChatGPT campaigns. They even have weekly CSV performance reports.
That dashboard is the crucial signal right there. When you start seeing CSV performance reports, the platform is preparing for serious scale.
So how do you even summarize the steps to prepare for these upcoming AI ad platforms? Because it feels overwhelming.
Well, you don't need to panic buy ad space today. But you have to understand that when the floodgates open, the AI systems are going to rapidly separate serious advertisers from what we'd call the tourists.
Wait, how does an AI define a tourist in this context?
It basically comes down to clean measurement and the strength of the offer.
Okay, unpack that a bit.
So if your conversion path is messy, like if a user clicks a sponsored citation and an AI answer lands on your site and hits a broken lead form or really vague pricing, the AI's feedback loop is going to register that friction.
Ah, because the AI wants to look like a perfect assistant.
Exactly. If it recommends a bad experience, even a sponsored one, it damages user trust in the whole model.
Yeah.
So algorithms will favor businesses with clear, measurable conversion paths.
So the stakes for the post-click experience are actually higher than ever, which, naturally brings us to the organic side of things.
The foundation of your actual website.
Right. Because if the path to the buyer is getting shorter, how does a business actually get chosen organically by the AI? Like if I'm not paying for that ad placement.
The Wired piece gave a deceptively straightforward answer to this. Vague websites and generic content will lose ground fast.
Which makes sense, but execution is where companies fail, right? Let's identify the immediate website updates you need to improve AI visibility right now.
Okay, so you need to think about how a large language model actually reads a website. It's fundamentally a pattern matching engine.
Right, it doesn't care about your cool aesthetic or clever branding.
Exactly. So if your homepage says something like, we synergize dynamic paradigms for the modern enterprise.
Which sounds very fancy to a human.
Sure, but the AI hits a brick wall. It cannot map synergized dynamic paradigms to a user asking, what's the best payroll software for a 50-person remote team?
So it just drops you from consideration.
Completely. So the immediate updates you need are clear service pages, direct answers, strong proof, and tightly matched offers.
You got to strip out the metaphors. Use plain language. Have undeniable proof like hard metrics and named case studies.
Concise landing pages are literally a prerequisite for AI comprehension now. And the great news here is that smaller firms with clear pages can actually outcompete massive budgets.
Because the big guys have those convoluted megasites full of marketing fluff.
Exactly. Clarity is the new domain authority.
Okay, but keeping all those pages updated and perfectly structured takes resources. And this brings me to a fascinating piece of news from TechCrunch.
Oh, the Webflow acquisition.
Yeah. Webflow is acquiring an AI content generation startup called Vidoso.
This really changes the math on production.
Right. Vidoso takes your source material like a panel talk or a webinar and turns it into clips, blogs, decks, everything. Webflow's CEO called it an agentic marketing platform.
Which is a phrase that probably fills a lot of marketers with dread.
Yeah, I have to push back here. Wait, if tools like Vidoso mean AI is writing everything and AI chatbots are reading everything, aren't we just creating a giant robot echo chamber?
It's a very valid fear.
But how does a real business actually stand out in that?
Well, these tools are amazing at reducing the time and cost of publishing, right?
Right.
But the AI still fundamentally needs a core, unique truth to amplify.
Okay, so it can't just invent a unique insight out of thin air.
Right. It can't fabricate your specific lived experience in your industry. It's not about volume anymore. It's about structuring your unique ideas so these agentic tools can distribute them efficiently.
So if you feed it generic noise, it just publishes generic noise faster. But if you feed it real proprietary data, you get massive leverage.
Exactly. But having a clear website with great content is only half the battle.
Because AI models are designed to combat hallucinations, so they don't just blindly trust what you say on your own homepage.
Right. They need offsite proof, a machine-readable trust signal that validates your authority.
Which brings us to a really surprising finding about LinkedIn. This data from Axios and Profound totally changed how I look at the platform.
The citation metrics are incredible.
Yeah. LinkedIn citation frequency by ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini for professional queries has literally doubled since November 2025. Just doubled.
It's a huge shift. LinkedIn posts, articles, newsletters, and profiles are no longer just human-facing networking assets.
Okay, let's unpack this for the listener. So LinkedIn isn't just a digital resume or a place to, humble brag anymore. It's basically the API for your company's reputation.
That's a great way to put it. It's an API for reputation. If an AI is deciding whether to recommend you, it cross-references LinkedIn to see if your experts are real, if they have a dense web of connections.
It's looking for those nodal connections. So what's the actionable advice here?
You need a sharper company page today, a stronger founder profile, and you need to be publishing more genuinely useful public posts that reinforce the topics on your website.
That's how you win those professional discovery moments. It proves you're an active, authoritative entity.
Exactly. It's off-site verification.
Okay, so we've got the ad platforms coming online, we have the website foundation, and we have the LinkedIn trust signals. Now, how do we actually write the content the AI wants to cite?
This is where we get into the actual playbook.
Yeah. This strategy from search engine land is called prompt research as the next layer of SEO, or I guess GEO, generative engine optimization.
Right. GEO is the new SEO. Instead of tracking isolated two-word search keywords, you track the full chain of questions people ask AI.
Here's where it gets really interesting for you listening. Don't just target a keyword like best software. You need to outline specific tasks for implementing prompt research.
And that starts with mapping the buyer's journey.
Yes. You need to map your 10 most common buyer questions, go to your sales team, pull chat logs, and then this is key for each of those 10 questions, list the 2 to 3 follow-up prompts a prospect would logically ask next.
Because AI models have a context window, they remember the start of the conversation.
Right, so if I ask for bakery software, the follow-up is, does it integrate with QuickBooks?
Exactly. If you only target the first keyword, you're invisible when they ask that high-intent follow-up prompt.
So how do you turn this into reality on your website?
You must create FAQ content clusters. Revise your pages to answer these full question chains directly, all in one place.
What are the priorities when structuring that?
You need to look at recurring prompt patterns, prioritize entity clarity, use the exact industry nouns, not jargon, and you need clear headings. And crucially, comparisons,
Like using comparison tables, right? Why are tables so important?
because it's structured data. If you use a simple HTML table comparing your features to a competitor, the AI can parse it instantly. It's mathematically certain.
You're literally handing the AI the perfect chunk of data it needs to synthesize an answer. Plus, formatting it conversationally just mirrors how the user is talking to the bot.
And when you do this, you achieve the ultimate value proposition. Businesses that understand how questions unfold create pages that get cited, not just indexed.
Cited versus indexed, that's a massive difference.
Vastly superior. Being a direct citation means the AI selected you as the definitive answer, which is way better lead generation than generic SEO filler on page 3 of Google.
You become the item the personal shopper physically places in the buyer's hand.
Exactly.
All right, let's briefly recap the actionable takeaways for you listening. Keep an eye on the new AI ad dashboards like OpenAI's. Tighten up your landing pages, identify immediate website updates like stripping jargon and adding direct answers.
Yep, extreme clarity.
Treat your LinkedIn profiles as machine-readable trust signals and immediately start mapping out your buyers' prompt chains to build those FAQ clusters.
It's a lot, but it's the new baseline.
It really is.
Yeah.
And before we wrap up, I want to leave everyone with a final lingering question based on today's sources.
Yeah, this is something that really stands out when you look at the trajectory of all this data.
Go ahead.
If AI models increasingly rely on high-quality structured citations, and you lock in your prompt research now, could early adopters create an unbreakable feedback loop of authority,
Oh, wow.
right? If the AI learns to trust your FAQ clusters today, you might just become the baseline truth that your future competitors physically cannot disrupt.
Because you're already baked into the model's trusted context.
Exactly. You become the foundational source.
That is a fascinating thought to leave on. The first mover advantage here isn't just traffic, it's becoming the actual truth engine for your industry. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. Take these specific tasks, look at your website and LinkedIn today, and start building that foundation. We'll catch you next time.